express fully how she feels, like, deeply within her. Like, I know this is right for me. I like this. I want this. I feel this, but I can't express it. Therefore,
you're making it a
the
feminine?
seizures.
You're making it a feminine thing?
It is definitely a feminine thing.
I'm sure it's part of it. I don't.
The biggest oppression, you don't even understand. Okay, the biggest. Okay,
If you
the
say
most, like, large quantity of healing, get this, exists in, like, female sex workers or males, because right in this day and age,
they started with
in
such
this day
little
and age,
fucking energy to
in
begin with.
this day and age, because that is the biggest power play on women is sex.
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah.
So if women are able to give men a sexual, pleasurable experience where they feel gratified, they don't feel intimidated, they don't feel like it's wrong, they don't feel, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a, like wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
Taboo.
That is the greatest healing light worker in this day and age, which is fucking crazy. Yes, but not as in, like, happy endings, as in, like, erotic touch.
Sure.
As in, like, intimate feeling.
Especially as we go further into the technology Snapchat age, where everything's virtual.
So that's where we're at right now.
Yeah. I don't think that's the only
no, it's not the only
oppression that is. I would disagree. I feel we're all biased. We all have. That's a subjective thing. You can't prove that.
No, everyone is individual. I'm just saying on the scale of the human race.
That's something subjective. You can't quantify
No, on
that.
the scale of the human race. It is quantified.
How do you quantify that?
7 billion people exist in the world today.
Yeah.
And XYZ sex workers and XYZ male people who go to use
you're not quantifying the amount of growth that they're experiencing, which was your initial suggestion.
It's a light working experience. So that worker
you're
is
providing pleasure
to experience joy without judgment.
You take that away, and this goes into a relationship, an interpersonal relationship where you introduce sex, and then you take that away, and you break the relationship, an intimate relationship with somebody, a breakup, like a boyfriend and girlfriend who have been together for a while. They shared that intimacy with, and they grew together through that as much as they could, but then you cut off all the other stuff that was attached to it. So, and that's why heartbreak occurs. It's an emotional response to, I'm used to getting these neurotransmitters fucking pinging, from enjoyment of a human contact and, whatever, making dinner together or structure or growing a family or whatever. But I don't think the sex worker is really the most, how'd you call it, or phrase it?
It's the most quantified. So it's the largest sort of, like, healing energy that exists as a light worker.
Why take that away?
I'm not saying to take it away.
Oh,
I'm just saying that
exists. Negative light.
No, I'm not saying it's negative. I'm just saying that's the way it is right now.
Okay.
So people think of light workers and they're like, oh, they heal people and like
sex heals people. Sexual
healing is a real thing. But they don't typically think of that. They don't typically go there.
I do nowadays. Like, seriously, if I come across somebody,
not the average Joe. They're like, oh, this person baptized me and brought the Holy Spirit of Jesus. You know what I'm saying?
No.
They think of healing as in, like, religion, or they think of healing as in, like, Reiki, or they think
what
of
is Reiki?
Healing.
That's with rocks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is legitimate, and so is baptism, because it's in water and there's words, but on different levels. There's different levels.
Ceremonies are important.
So the highest level of healing right now is through that, and which is for male energies.
Well, I was thinking about becoming a pimp, and I actually know an ex pimp. She was really good at her job.
Yeah.
Maybe that could be your thing.
Nah.
You'd be a madam?
I have no idea how that stuff works.
Oh, come on. You got friends that are massage therapists and stuff. Maybe you can figure it out.
Yeah, but those are happy endings. That's different than feeling intimacy.
Okay, so they got to be good at their job at pretending to be intimate enough
No,
for a man.
they can't pretend. It has to be authentic.
I disagree.
So, like, Reiki is an authentic placement of, like, a piece of Mother Gaia on a chakra to heal that chakra. Okay? So, a exotic touch sex worker is someone who
like a Nuru massage
gives person touch and feeling and energy to feel intimacy. That's the most vulnerable.
It's fraudulent.
No.
It is.
No. Because these people do go into some do a meditational daily practice of things such as to create this. It's insane. It's insane
You're
to
creating.
It's insane to think like a sex worker would be thinking, oh, this is pure, this is genuine, this is for the collective energies to be doing this thing, but the male person may not even cognitively recognize that this is the thing.
We're dumber than you.
They're just like,
girls.
oh, we just want this thing called sex, but really it's intimacy.
Sure.
Intimacy.
I feel like that's like a college thing as well.
It's a strategic thing.
Strategic
it
being,
is.
okay, I'm going to nail you on this one then. You say strategic, I plan out this whole like performance.
Only because through meditation they know the source, they know how the world is, how a person may come to them and be like, I'm just so down, distraught, like, blah blah blah, because my wife, blah blah blah, my girlfriend and mistress and daughter and da da da.
Maybe that's the next prostitution is selling hugs from females to men, or to anybody.
Free hugs, man.
Free hugs. Hugs are free. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, can't make money on hugs.
Nope.
Yeah, but hugging and kissing, it's not our thing really here in the States. I don't know.
Don't be spraying over here, okay? No, it really isn't. It's all about penetration.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
For males, for women, it's for male energy versus feminine energy.
I don't know. I mean, you're talking to your brother about sex versus intimate gratification. Intimacy, there's got to be some word that makes sense, like intimate gratifying a chakra that's intimate that you don't get. There's got to be a fucking word. I can't be the
gratifying a chakra that's intimate. What?
Huh? Yeah. You're
clearing a chakra.
Clearing or plugging into the void of a chakra.
Okay,
dude,
so
your
if
cat
there's
just failed on an epic level.
A void of a chakra alignment.
I don't know.
Like enough. Clearing. Okay, so
I think
basically
we're getting stuck in semantic stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Words and shit.
Okay, so like if there's a void in your heart chakra of vulnerability and intimacy.
Yeah.
Or there's a block because of past trauma. That's mainly what happens.
PTSD or something.
There's a block.
Yeah.
In your heart.
Protecting yourself from further harm in that chakra.
It is like your main chakra to connect to people. Okay.
Well, heart disease is the #1 killer.
Right. Exactly.
And that doesn't have to be biological.
Nope.
I think it's lack of spirit. Is that what you think?
No.
No, it's definitely a physical thing.
It can be physical and spiritual. It has to be balanced.
Mortal Kombat comes out tomorrow.
What?
Super excited. The Mortal Kombat series, they just came out with a new film. It's coming out. We'll be able to watch it because we have the HBO Max. But Mortal Kombat, think about that. It's like this
Mm.
ancient idea of martial arts instead of Venusian arts. You're talking a lot about Venusian arts, it sounds like, which is hogwash. But no offense. But Mortal Kombat is like the idea of, obviously it's a video game from the 80s and now they turned into two shitty movies and now they're trying to make it better with this new movie.
Mm-hmm.
Good music. But it's the idea of like this ancient, every so often, whatever the, category of time is, every 100 years we have a fight. And we have all of these ancient cultures of martial arts and philosophy and religions.
Oh, is that what it was about? I didn't know that was about.
Mortal Kombat
Mm.
is ethereal. It's.
I never researched it, so.
Well, I didn't research it, but that's how I take it. You got Asians and your Europeans and your Africans and people from Mars and like just fucking monsters, I guess too. To make it interesting, but it's about the idea of which philosophy is which way to feel and be, and sometimes get special powers and how to use them to your advantage. And it's a tournament of champions.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. So, anyways, it's a gory movie, but it'd be interesting to believe that it's kind of real in a non-literal way, non-physical way. You know, Bloodsport was a movie from the 80s. Did you watch it?
Mm-hmm. I don't recall it very much, though.
Again, it was more about physical combat,
Mm-hmm.
but it was a tournament, the Kumite.
Mm.
Kumite, Kumite, no?
Mm.
It had Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, he has the world's smallest testicles, by the way, because he took so many steroids to make this.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Anyways, yeah, I just got off on a tangent of Mortal Kombat. I don't know. It could be like more.
Well, there is this
more
whole
than
when
just
I think
like
of
a
the
gory.
words like mortal and combat.
It's spelled with a
think
K, unfortunately.
of like just simply good versus evil, and that being in like a
Okay.
physical violence.
I think it could be have a lot masculine and feminine energy too.
Exactly. So like it's all positive versus negative, and like the fluctuation of like alignment of like either or and like it's just there seriously is like positive negative energies.
Yeah.
And in between.
Yeah. They're called batteries.
Yeah, exactly.
That's called
Exactly.
bipolarity. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, in that case, it'd be polarity. If it was
Yes,
bipolarity,
polarity.
it would be like a battery with like.
Two positives.
Yeah, but they would be flipped opposite, like almost like a tau symbol.
Starting to hurt.
Oh, sorry. See, I got stoned. I got stoned and I missed it.
Oh.
I got stoned and I missed it. Oh shit.
But no, it's
So you're having heart palpitations, dude?
yeah, and my base chakra will buzz at sometimes. It's just, and I felt that in meditation, and it's not just a sexual thing. It is beyond that. It is like literally the base at which you meditate to create healing in all
But
of
it
the
comes
above
from your
chakras.
it comes from your genitals.
It is where life form creates. Like
all right. So how can we not be confused with sex being the only?
Exactly. It is very hard to discern what is what, and that's why you have to meditate, because it's not just about sex. I'm like, BX is like, oh yeah, I feel a definite buzzing down there because I haven't had it in a while. So, hey, fucking moron. But what else?
What about the Y?
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like, beyond the scope of things. Open your mind. Conscious living. Okay. Like,
why do you think this is really cool, and this is why I think you're going to be a really huge benefit to your daughter, because she's 15 and she's going through all the hormonal shit. But making sex not the goal,
right?
Well, but that's just the basics of like your body when you're a certain age.
Yeah.
Women sexually peak. Well, they sexually peak later in life, but they become sexually mature earlier in life than men.
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So men only have a short time frame of like sexual maturity to peak to coming.
That's true. Mm-hmm.
Whereas women have a different thing. You have a super elongated time of maturity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so if you were to take away the natural innate timeline that is built into our DNA,
Mm-hmm.
you're left with, well, that's a horrible way to phrase that, but you're left with all of the external stuff, the external pressures of, okay, the goal in life for me as a woman is to find a successful, healthy, good-looking male
so
that has enough money.
Timelines. When you say timelines, because
sexual mature,
when you're talking about timelines, okay, so like male energy or just masculine energy, because everyone has an internal thing.
Yeah.
But masculine energy is definitely linear. It's definitely more along the lines of the 3D world.
Okay, yeah.
Where feminine energy is more cyclical. With the moon, if you think about it, with the moon energy.
But is it cyclical like in the 3D?
The male energy is like the sun energy, where it's like annual, you know?
Okay.
Well, actually, it's 4 times a year, the seasons.
Okay, I get what you're saying now. I think.
Women are like...
Yeah, you guys are...
Men are like...
You peak a lot more frequently.
Yes.
And over.
Yes.
Whereas we kind of only get one.
But now the earth is in the feminine energy versus the masculine. So if feminine energy and masculine energy can morph and what they call is transmute the energies into the 5D, which is more feminine energy.
Sure. Okay. So you guys are trying to shift gears with the masculine. You girls. You're trying to shift gear ratios almost because you...
But let me just put it in perspective. So like I'm just awakening, and there is a lot of people that have been awakening in the year 2020 just because of COVID. So
that makes sense.
But I had been working on it before.
Yeah.
COVID, so I'm a little progressed than the average 2020 Joe.
Whereas me, I'm like living in mom's basement.
I'm just
talking about gear ratios.
Into the world and like getting interjected into the 3D where it's like, okay, I feel very awkward. I feel like a fawn, like a newborn deer.
Are you frolicking?
Just like awkward as fuck, like trying to figure it out with the new energies, and I'm already kind of a little bit advanced. Think about the rest of the world that are just spontaneously awakening.
They're probably fucking scared out of their minds.
They are. So they're all hiding out.
Well, think about this.
Really
marijuana is becoming legalized and less taboo than it has been since Prohibition or whatever, since the 70s. But I feel like that could be a tool for awakening, expansion.
Microdosing any sort of natural,
I think
not chemical. Chemical is not going to put you in the right processes of the mind. The synthetic, not chemical, synthetic.
Okay.
It's more along the lines of natural.
LSD is synthetic.
It is.
And I've heard a lot of people who are experienced, as they call it. Mm-hmm. Are you experienced?
Uh-huh.
I love that album. He was a really good guitarist. He was black. And he played his guitar upside down. And he was in Woodstock.
Mm-hmm.
Can't think of his name.
I can't either.
So marijuana is good for memory.
It's good for a lot. It's
LSD, mean, it
lot.
expanded people like beyond into the fucking sci-fi realms and shit. Like, you know, and then some of
Yeah.
them I haven't even fucking returned yet. Yeah.
Well, I
Their
can tell
minds.
you that
And that's synthetic.
my experience was the connectedness of the universe was with LSD first when I was younger.
Mm.
But then I didn't like marijuana. I didn't feel how it felt
You gotta
now.
learn how to manipulate marijuana, actually.
Yes.
Like
And,
I feel it's a feminine
and
spirit.
hallucinogens.
Oh yeah, I'm not. Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, but Mary Jane, marijuana is just. It's. I don't think it's just like a pseudonym. I think it's a female spirit that, a feminine spirit that allows.
It's a bud. It's a flower. Yep.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Feminized seeds only, female plants only. Yeah.
Well, mushrooms aren't female. They're actually.
I don't think they have the thing.
The thing where they live off of the other thing. What is that called?
Parasite.
Sort of.
Yeah, a symbiotic.
Symbiotic.
Or, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or parasymbiotic. Or, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But even other things like a cactus.
Yeah.
There's other cacti.
Yeah.
And there's other things.
It's a shame that like we had to like go on an Easter egg hunt, and that's horrible. For like
guinea pig hunt.
A guinea pig, yeah, whatever. Like we had to go on a treasure hunt to like find these amazing
hundreds of years, and then like, have the government be like,
"There's like
no,
people
you can't
out there
use this," and then people are like, "Oh,
but
we
beyond
can't
that,
use this.
Think about like
this.
the first people before recording history. They were just doing like tall tales and stuff and say, hey, don't eat the plant that looks like this, and there was like people out there still just trying like random plants to be like, hey, all right, we're gonna smoke this one, we're gonna boil this one down, hey, shove this one up your ass and see what happens, like there was a time when people were just like hunter gatherers and just like, what the hell the fuck, that takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
Or someone left a user manual behind.
We evolve as a human race, things are progressively getting faster and faster and faster.
Yeah.
So it's not as long as of a process now.
Right. And so that's why, feminine energy. I feel
are finally looking back at history and being like, okay, this, and this happened. Now I can try this, and having success at it. Meanwhile, other people are like, absolutely not. You can't be using medicinals and be in a conscious awakened state.
They were trying to push a logistical masculine form of medicine, the Western medicine, where it is.
Small little piece of history, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Okay. I was trying to come back to the masculine, feminine, but
yeah, I mean,
anyways,
I'm trying to think. No, so like. The feminine energies would be like, okay, we know this information of pharmaceuticals and other natural medicinals. Yes, we may use them or not use them based on our own instinctual gut feelings, intuition for XYZ, but we're not going to allow the masculine energy, which has engulfed government, the patriarchy, the family matriarchy, patriarchy, whatever it is, to establish
except
our
in
own
black people.
Sovereignty.
Black people have a very strong maternal matriarch in the family. In general, it's usually like
yeah, because the males generally were sent to prison or jail in this day and age.
Yeah, but it's just like,
so they evolved quicker than the white.
Yeah. I wasn't trying to make it a racial thing, but you were saying that it's mostly been a patriarchal thing. But I feel like since the end of slavery, or even before that, the matriarchs in African Americans have been the leaders, but they're not necessarily feminine. They're actually very masculine.
Yeah. They had to learn to adapt and evolve. So their masculine energies, which are the masculine and the feminine split right here
Mm.
in your own body.
Mm.
So if you think of your masculine personal energy, it's your heart chakra and up. So, you know, throat speaking, third eye envisioning, crown chakra, and controlling. Mm-hmm. So like your base chakra is a feminine, and your gut. If you think about like the mass majority
you're
of
just
people,
running out of eggs.
huge guts,
That's
like
probably what your problem is.
overbloated, like their base chakras are fucked up. They can't even have kids. They gotta get injections or
So
whatever.
that's what's going on with you. I feel like I just figured it out. Is with the problem that we're not even been taught, but I feel like maybe you're running out of eggs, even though you're not able to or wanting doing that anymore. I
It's
think
like
it is
perimenopausal, like
yeah,
premenopausal.
yeah,
Sure.
and so
For a couple of years now.
yeah, and that's why you're on this journey of more exploration and ascension. as you call
It is not just my age, but it is
Did you
definitely aligned with astrology.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you were to watch some of these